Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first Ace and Ektar Heroes of the Storm casting podcast of 2020, and also the first of the season. Actually,
Would this be?
I don't know if
It's
the first
definitely
one,
not
but
the first one of 2020. We did at least one in XGDI.
That's fair.
And we. Does it count as the casting podcast if we casted some spam?
Ooh, you're right. That even has NGS branding on it.
It sure does have NGS branding on it, but nonetheless, we are here in Season 9, and that's exciting.
It really is. I've been with NGS for, I think, 7 seasons now?
That sounds right. And I've been with NGS for 9 seasons now. I think that's about right.
Pretty close, pretty close.
Yeah, I don't think I can miscount that one too easily.
But I think I'm doing something for the first time, and that is casting 2 teams playing their first NGS matches ever. As far as I can tell, none of their players have played an NGS before.
That's pretty neat. I like that. My 7A is backwards on your webcam, but that, you know what? That's okay.
You know what?
It sure is.
Stay like that until
that's fine.
You know, I think is over.
That's you know what? It's a good thing to do. You know, feeling a little backwards anyway, so why not? Medivh first ban. Do these teams know something we don't know?
It's possible that they went through the due diligence of like going into everyone's heroes profile accounts and looking to see if they have any of those tricky high skill cap winning heroes like a Medivh.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I did not go and do that level of due diligence. I just saw, oh look, neither team is in NGS with any history. We're gonna go into this blind and then talk about how that makes it interesting for both teams because they don't have history. So you kind of have to be conservative.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I didn't look into the profiles because I'm not a participant in this match, so I have less writing on the stakes. But you know, that is that's the case. What's going on? Standard bans for what was that? Avalanche on the right.
Avalanche on the right. Yep.
All right, cool. And Die Gaming going with Medivh Kel'Thas, which are a little bit more spicy.
I mean, Kel'Thas isn't that surprising. It's a bit weirder on Cursed Hollow compared to some other maps, but the Medivh is definitely the wildest thing coming out so far.
Mm-hmm. And a first pickup Diablo by Glitterbeard. I want to see if Avalanche can punish that. Diablo has fallen out of the meta in a major way since he had, I think, his time in the sun in like season 7, 6 kind of range.
Yeah, he definitely had a pretty big heyday, but it's been a while since then.
It sure has. Now, despite there not being a lot of changes, Garrosh really just makes him have a bad day. Arthas, another more niche pickup, but all the main tanks,
Mal'Ganis, time in the sun right now.
That's the big one, is that Diablo just can't do anything against the CC of Mal'Ganis. It's real tough, and it's hard to pin Mal'Ganis down, so...
Yeah.
Wow.
On the side of Avalanche, picking up Mephisto and Green Jesus Thrall, which I think Thrall's just a pretty solid hero, and I don't know what it is, but I've been seeing a lot more Mephisto recently, and...
too. I don't understand.
I don't either, but it tends to work out well for the team that has a Mephisto, so... Definitely... Yeah. Some people know some stuff that we don't. Maybe it's because I don't go on the Reddit very often.
I haven't seen him much on the Reddit.
Kharazim and Arthas are both really interesting pickups. That's got to be an offlane Arthas, which is a thing, and especially at Cursed Hollow, you kind of want multiple soul lane heroes, but the Kharazim is just weird. Although
I mean, move speed to enable a Diablo is good. It's interesting seeing these teams diverge in draft strategy, where if all tanks and supports on the left, all DPS on the right, they've combined for one full team at this point.
Yeah,
I like the Lucio ban.
Lucio ban, as well as the Kharazim, seems like they're going for a heavy isolate and kill one hero kind of a comp. Like, Diablo gets in on someone, Arthas can provide actually really good follow-up, and then Kharazim with 7-sided, plus they're probably going to pick up some very targeted DPS here. It seems like they're looking to kill a hero, and Thrall seems like a pretty good candidate.
Yep. Mal'Ganis, as we mentioned, and Brightwing picked up. So Brightwing, one of the best single hero dive supports in the game, I would say, is Polymorph. Been around since the beginning of time, is good. Mal'Ganis with that interruption could sleep an entire dive. So
And Tychus with percent damage, it almost doesn't matter who their engaged target is. They have percent damage on 7 side and percent damage on Tychus, and Lunara's just decent damage. It's not normally thought of as very fast, but it's not that slow either. So I definitely think we've got a pick comp from the side of Die Gaming, and a lot of disengage. I like the Falstad pickup.
That's a good pickup. I was hoping for something poke and disengage based.
And Falstad hits both of those. And, you know, Brightwing, disengage. Mephisto, hard to engage upon in the first place. Thrall, potential disengage. Mal'Ganis, stops being a valid target.
Yeah, Mal'Ganis just isn't. That's very simple.
I think it's actually going to be on Tychus to provide that little interrupt to stop something like a Mal'Ganis or a Falstad or a Brightwing ult.
You know, this is very, like, stylistically reminiscent of the game we just played on Cursed Hollow, where you've got one aggression team and one team with a lot of disengages. And as we know, it can go either way.
It sure went in the favor of the heavy engaged team in our match, but we'll have to see how it goes here.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It's gonna be a nice skill matchup.
Alrighty, we have now spawning in the blue trunks on the left-hand side, Die Gaming playing their first NGS match ever, with Glitterbeard playing the Diablo, Seamus Khan playing Arthas, Hydra Hawk on Lunara, Kayzeris on, I believe that's the Karazim, and Gecko on the Tychus.
And we're dealing with some possible...
10 seconds.
Nonetheless, we'll go ahead and introduce Avalanche. Alright. Never mind.
We are not going to introduce the teams. We are going to remake. And try to get on Central Server this time. It is the rules of NGS, if anyone is unfamiliar, that games are to play on... I accidentally rejoined. They are to play on the Central Server unless teams agree to do otherwise. So...
yeah. Unfortunately, there's no way to guarantee
oh boy,
certain
Heroes is
server.
crashing. Cool. It did not like that I tried to rejoin a game that had ended. Alright, let's see if we can get back in here. Hopefully people aren't seeing my actual desktop right now. But if they are, I don't think I have anything too incriminating at the moment.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. That is for both before and after the stream, but not during.
Here's the storm. It's not responding. Oh my goodness.
So, to Lulu of the Nexus Mareeps, I don't know if you were aware, but the Die Gaming logo was actually created by our very own Turd Herder some point this afternoon when I brought up that they didn't have a logo.
So I'd say, wasn't that like 4 or 5 hours ago?
If that.
Yep. Alright, well, I've put the lobby link in chat. I'm gonna re-lobby link. Oh, I wonder if they're...
Alright. I am now...
I wonder if they're in the NGS chat. Well, whatever.
I know, I can see Glitterbeard is. I told them to be, but you know, you can never really know.
Well, they made it in the first lobby.
Gecko. And that is like all the names that I recall.
Yep. Now, I want to point out for the stream, I have Central US set for preferred game server, and I live out of Central.
I had Western set. That could have been my bad.
It is, but I have created this lobby, so it should default to what? Why? Are they in their own lobby? Is this what they're doing to us? Because somebody just left the lobby. Oh no, Glitterbeard never made it in. What is going on?
Alright, we've got Glitterbeard. That's one. That's pretty good.
Okay.
I never
their portrait's energizing.
I never actually saw anyone from the other team in here, from Avalanche, but they managed to get in here. It's possible that Glitterbeard had him friended or something.
Yeah. All right.
Seems to be the case.
I like men's making it in.
Yep.
All right, we
Ooh.
have one team of portrait synergy, so
Not
that
only
makes
did
it a
they
lot easier.
Not only did they pick up portrait synergy, they picked up color synergy. With
Yep.
the blue, purple, blue, purple, blue. It's fantastic. I don't remember the bands. It was... Yes. You are better at typing and being social than I am in a big way.
Am I?
Oh, yeah.
Am I? I don't believe you.
I would have completely stopped interfacing with people outside of that at that point, but I guess you kind of did stop talking at the same time, so...
I did. I was reading the chat and just making sure that
I
everything
still
was
have the game
A-okay.
screen open, but that's okay.
Yeah, we are. But that does give us a chance to ask how we got here. Once we get in this draft, they're just gonna redraft it. So
How we got here? That is a fantastic question, and we've got readies coming out from both of the captains. It was Hydrohawk that was supposed to have the captain hat, right?
I'm just gonna ask them. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter because they're gonna.
Oh yeah, they're gonna draft
redo
the same
band.
stuff anyway.
Fair enough.
It matters.
Let's go. All right,
Come on,
teams are ready.
Vamonos, everybody, let's go. Come on, let's get to it. I know that we can do it. So,
right.
how we got here, we had the coin toss that was called by Avalanche and won by them. Or sorry, it was called by Die Gaming, won by Avalanche. Avalanche opted for first map and made their first ban of Volskaya Foundry. Then Braxis was banned out by Die Gaming. Battlefield of Eternity, Ultrac Pass was banned out by Avalanche. Die Gaming banned out Battlefield of Eternity, and Avalanche took us to Cursed Hollow, where we will find ourselves just as soon as these teams can recreate their draft. A lot of Avalanche fans in the chat. I'm loving to seeing all the people that are not currently in the game coming out to support their team.
Absolutely, always good to have a couple people in the chat just rooting for your team. It's a lot of fun. So, yeah, it's a good thing. Good thing there.
So knowing what we know now about what the teams drafted, which comp do we think works better on this map?
I'm never going to argue with having multiple globals on Cursed Hollow, to be real honest.
I agree, and they've also got really strong boss control.
Yeah. So, I'm going to have to give a slight advantage to Avalanche, but you can't really tell when the teams are just entirely new, but just from the draft, I like Avalanche more.
Yeah. As a playstyle, I like Avalanche's comp better, and as a healer player, I despise Karazim and everything he stands for. But he's definitely effective. He just doesn't play the way I enjoy.
Yeah.
Avalanche paid off my college fund. Wow. You should be cheering harder then.
He put $20 in chat earlier, and I'm pretty sure you owe him a lot more than that.
What do you
Can't
mean?
believe it.
What?
Green Omega put Team Avalanche easy dub $20 on Team Avalanche.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
In chat earlier, and I'm like,
Ooh.
if they paid off your college fund, you better be putting more than $20 up for them there.
No kidding.
All right. So again, let it be said, I set it to Central. I am in Central. If it doesn't give Central, we're at ideas.
Yeah. We didn't actually tell all the teams to verify. Hopefully they had the presence of mind to do that at that point, but there's only so much we can do as the non-officiating casters. At least until such time where a rule is broken or some such things. Then the caster hat comes off and the division moderator hat comes on.
Community moderator for me as well. We got different looking hats.
Oh man, and look at that. Avalanche has picked up all Pachamari portraits. So they are synergized now to a degree.
Oh, that's impressive. All right, Control-Alt-F, Central US. Done.
Spawning
Go,
in
Ektar.
the blue trunks on the left-hand side, they are your brand new Die Gaming, with Gecko playing the Tychus, Glitterbeard on Diablo, Hydrahawk playing the Lunara, Seamus Khan playing the Arthas, and Kazaris playing Karazim.
And on the right side, in the red trunks, we have Avalanche playing their first game of NGS as well. We've got I Like Men playing Thrall, Skeptic playing Falstad, Dragon Fury on Mephisto, Faquans on Mal'Ganis, and Cash and Ashes on Brightwing.
Yep. And we've got Mal'Ganis taking the recently unbanned Winged Guard on level 1, so super happy whenever Blizzard does their bug fixes. Dragon Fury doing a little bit of scouting with the Shade of Mephisto, but not going to find anyone because he was kind of early for that, to be fair.
Yeah, it's like the when the Stitches throws the hook out from the gate, it's like they can't be that far out. It's just, it's not a thing.
Rolling Thunder. I have genuinely never seen that talent picked in a game that I was playing in. That is still true right now because I'm not playing, but it's still a very uncommon pick.
Yeah, I actually am reading it right now because it has like a freaking paragraph of text. But it seems to do some kind of... It has some kind of percent damage and gives some Frostwolf resilience.
Number of chain bounces. 3%.
By 1.
Okay.
Neat.
So it's a mini percent base damage on your auto attack after using Q on a hero.
Yep, and you have more chance of getting that Q. So, interesting. Might work well against this double tank, double beef comp here from Die Gaming.
Karazim taking a little bit of damage. As a reminder for those that are watching, and I'm sure you're already aware, that the tower change is live on the server, so no longer do forts and keeps slow, but all of the static defensive structures provide a stacking armor debuff that really is going to chunk you down, as well as just doing 10% more damage baseline.
Yep. You know, that's less useful for the people now, but more useful for people who look back in the NGS history books, aka the VOD section on YouTube, because it helps date it. This is the first game that we're watching being played with it.
That's
so.
Fair. It also makes Lunara somewhat less safe on the current patch, just because if she has any poison damage on an enemy hero and steps into tower range, it'll start shooting her even if it's been multiple seconds since she's done direct damage to anyone.
Yep. Attack report coming through. I Like Men and Seamus Khan both tapped in the top lane, and Skeptic on Falstad in the bottom lane has had to tap so far as the soul lanes are concerned. No camps being taken yet either from either team.
Mephisto going into kind of a weird build, going for the Furious Spark on 1 and follow the Spite on 4. That's not a talent I see very often, just because how often is the regen from... I mean, it's good regen, and I know that Imperius has a similar talent, but he's tanky and more frontliney, so I see it from him more often. However, if I'm not mistaken... Yeah, it reduces the cooldown of all of his abilities. You might see him go into the 13, I think, that reduces his heroic ability.
Hysteria,
as well.
yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities with it, but those will be soon to be seen as the first objective is spawning. Die Gaming has taken position on the point so far, but a 3v3 is just going to end in a poke war with that Arcane Flare range. Hydrahawk comes in and flanks from behind, but the front line of Die Gaming took a ton of damage from that Mephisto. Skeptic in a lot of trouble from a bit of a Tychus flank, but a nice Brightwing Hearth is going to pick him up. And now Die Gaming really on their retreat as the re-aggression from Avalanche has cost them a lot of their health.
I really think that Die Gaming are going to have a lot of time fighting before level 10 and they pick up their Wombo combo. As it is, the tap and re-engage did kind of a lot of damage to Mal'Ganis, but it looks like Die Gaming have decided that they can't actually win a protracted teamfight, which I tend to agree with because they've got a Karazim.
Yep, I'd agree with that, as well as his W healing, his, what's that, Circle of, it's not Circle of Healing, I should know what it is. Played the hero, Breath of Heaven.
That's the one.
Has a fairly long cooldown for being his only source of non-combat healing, so...
And he didn't pick up another source of combat healing because he's got the Iron Fist. He did go into the the, what is it?
Spirit Ally.
That's the one. Spirit Ally,
Yep.
so gonna be able to provide a little bit more healing, but that thing just gets killed so easily that it's not super great for a lot of teamfight healing.
Yep. During the time that Avalanche was grabbing that Bruiser camp, though, they have fallen behind in the soak department and lost their front 2 towers in mid. Least important lane, but still a small source of XP that's contributing to the advantage here of Die Gaming.
Yeah, and we saw Tychus had to Hearth just now, got pushed out lane by the low health that he had to start with, but also Falstad down there, so Falstad's going to be able to get some pretty good value, although they are behind in XP a little bit already. So, really working just kind of making up that deficit that they find themselves in.
Yep. See, Bruiser camp being picked up, it is in the close position to that tribute, so no time will be lost. We do have a drop, so we'll probably be pausing the game as Mal'Ganis... Ooh, that's on the players to pause.
Yeah, it is.
Importantly, though, Mal'Ganis bot fully hearthed before...
That is the AI on the current patch as well. It was changed in the most recent patch that if someone disconnects, the hero immediately hearths and stays there unless you alt-click on them to do something else.
Mm-hmm. For better or for worse, that is the...
we are actually going to go to
happening.
the between game screen just so that the enemy team can't hear that. It's possible that they turned it into the stream and heard that. We're going to hope that they didn't do that. But
yeah, that would be...
at least now they won't see the minimap, but instead you get to see me and a backwards 7th ace.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, indeed. We will be... We hope we get back into the game relatively soon, as I've kind of mentally... Nope, he's back. Yep. We're ready.
Faquans is back. Avalanche are ready. We got the ready coming out from the other hand side. Only a referee can unpause the game, and that will be us.
Welcome back.
And
there it has been done. It has. With the disconnection of Mal'Ganis, though, and the Hearth, this is an uncontested tribute pickup for Die Gaming, so we are tied up 1-1. Both teams will more than likely have level 10s for the next tribute, so there will be a little bit more excitement on that one, and we'll have to see if teams maybe try and go for a sneaky boss play with their ultimates to try and, pick it up and force the other team to defend, do something like that.
Both teams have been putting a lot of emphasis into pushing in the mid lane. Like, the 3-man has very rarely been anything less than a 3-man. There have been not a ton of rotations out. They've gotten, like, bruiser camps, but a little bit later, honestly, than I would have expected, and, yeah, so I'm not really expecting either team to rotate out and try to get boss right now. We did have a camp get stolen by Karazim over here, sneaking in that siege camp, and we do have a rotation now down to the bot lane, so what do I know?
Yep, does look like Die Gaming is the first one to break the symmetry of the map so far. And, yeah, it's a good play right there. They shoved in mid lane, forced a defense, and Karazim was able to go in with the Iron Fist and make the camp steal successful, so props to them.
Checking out ultimates, mostly pretty standard. We've got the APOC, the Odin, the Thornwood Vine. Thornwood Vine is a little bit of a surprise. I think good Durance coming out onto Karazim is going to be able to get away with the Radiant Dash. He does have 7-sided strike for primarily damage, but can also use it as a pseudo ice block. And we've got the rules for Marcus. Big charge coming out from Glitterbeard there. He's not going to completely kill Dragon Fury, but gets them very low. However, Hydrohawk is extremely low as well. Faquan's trying to get out, is going to get killed by Brightwing. Dragon Fury is slow enough that I thought Tychus was going to be able to poke him out, but he actually... Odin falls before that happens, and Mal'Ganis has disconnected a second time. So we've got our second pause here.
All right. Pause limit is 3, correct, Ektar? They cannot pause more than... or is there...
It says
have we
2
removed that?
remaining. I don't think there's a pause number limit.
There's not an NGS limit?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, cool. I was not sure if we had a rule on that.
Checking the rest of the ults, because I haven't mentioned them for Avalanche yet. We have the Sunder, which is pretty expected. The Mighty Gust, another great disengage. Carrion Swarm is completely standard, and his other ult is terrible anyway. Blink Heal, I found a bit of a surprise, but made me feel that they've already got enough disengage that they didn't need the Emerald Wind. And we already saw the
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I mean, it's more of a personal disengage, but it does allow Brightwing to have a little bit more burst healing with the RR.
It also allows her to make awesome plays by blinking forward onto a
Yes,
tank and then getting clutch polymorph. Especially after
correct.
16 when you can pick up Criterize and drop their armor. So good.
Yeah, Blink Brightwing is just really, really fun to play, and you can do a lot of stuff. So, yeah, well, I never think Blink Heal is wrong.
Welcome back. Hero.
Alright, and as
What's
they either got the click onto Faquan's soon enough, or he just didn't have time to back yet. We do have a bit of a disengage and re-engage coming out from the side of Die Gaming, getting most of their team members tapped out. Faquan's getting chunked out. That is the power of the 7-sided strike. Skeptic, a really strong Mighty Gust, is actually going to get the secured kill on 2 members, and is just barely going to be able to get out themselves, it looks like. Dragon Fury, however, is in a rough spot. Probably going to get taken out by Lunara, but is able to take out Tychus themselves.
Whew, this is getting scrappy as 5 members have gone down across both teams. Thornwood Vine misses, though, and that's going to actually end any kind of poke phase that may have occurred, as Avalanche picks up the 3-2 kill advantage and the second tribute.
They are using the power of their globals to get into lanes just a little bit quicker, although, to be fair, Falstad just kind of walked down to that lane, and Seamus Khan made it all the way up to top lane the old-fashioned way.
Yep, and he'll go ahead. Hearth up, heal up. This is going to be an important fight here. Brightwing goes ahead, drops the Bribe Wing, and grabs that Bruiser Camp push. Siege Camp picked up for Die Gaming in the top lane, so there are going to be 2 asymmetrical lanes with camps pushing. So more writing on this objective than just the tribute and the possible curse for Avalanche.
And we already had Durance come out to try and get an early pick onto Nara, but they weren't able to secure that kill, so that's going to be down for another 20 seconds. Faquan's going in for a bit of engage. Dragon Fury is really providing all of the poke for their team. Thrall provides some, but he has less than you would normally expect just based on his talent choices. So there's a lot riding on Mephisto to get damage done, and to be fair, he's been doing it for the most part. A lot of damage onto Glitterbeard, although a huge amount of damage comes out onto Lunara, and she is going to be the first one to fall in this team fight. Glitterbeard running for his life. Faquan's trying to chase big 7-sided, hitting out onto Faquan's. Pops the Carrion Swarm after the 7-sided is already finished, so it doesn't get a whole lot of healing, but that is going to be the first curse phase going over in favor of Avalanche.
Yeah, and Avalanche aggressed as soon as Gecko showed in the mid lane. Ooh, Khazar is now in a lot of trouble. Those towers that you rely on in this patch are down, and thankfully don't cost him his life. Actually, Gecko's the one most in trouble. He gets taken out by the 5-man Death Ball, pushing mid. That'll grab mid fort here from Avalanche.
Arthas already went down and secured the bottom fort. Top is actually not going to get pushed in because of that camp that they already had going. It's doing a really good job of defending for them. But they're putting a lot of damage actually into this mid-keep, and Lunara gets taken out behind the wall. Big whiff on the Durance, but I don't think they need it at this point. They still have almost 20 seconds left on this curse phase, and this keep is going to fall.
Yeah, that was a... They just walked down mid lane and just ran it down. There's really not a whole lot to it besides that. Avalanche looks like they're kind of looking towards their boss. Mana bars are in reasonable shape to do it, as Die Gaming is just kind of spread around the map and not really looking to make an issue of it.
Yep, and it looks like this has been identified by Die Gaming, and they're taking their own boss as a counterplay. And they've got pretty good damage, don't worry about that. Faquan's, nobody saw you get stunned out by the boss. Don't worry, Skeptic, no one saw you get rooted out by the boss either, as we do have boss getting taken in the top lane. Bot lane is going to have their boss taken as well. I don't think this strongly favors either team too much, just because, I mean, they're both going into a lane with a fort in it still.
Yeah, and there's nothing occurring on the map either.
Yeah.
I think it'll be essentially a wall on both sides. Maybe a little more damage in the bottom lane because the tower's already down, but it'll basically just be a safe vector for both teams to pick up level 16.
Yeah, which I think is something that Die Gaming are really thankful that they're going to have, and that Avalanche is not providing any additional pressure and are just clearing right now.
Yep, I tend to agree with that as the run it down has been going on. A different player has left the game. They are really changing it up here with Avalanche.
I don't think he's actually gone. Like, by the time I got there, it still said Captain Ashes, so it was a very small disconnect. I get those pretty frequently. I think I'm a bit of an anomaly in that regard, however, not too bad of a disconnect. We do have the 16s now getting picked up for both teams. It is critterized, because why would you pick anything else?
Hush can be good against, like, if you need the most emergency of mosh pit interrupts or some other channeled ability, but...
Phase Out is also a really fantastic ability, but...
So I guess that's why you'd pick anything else?
Offensive abilities tend to be slightly more useful just because you can offend with them. You can't, like, aggressively stasis onto your enemies, although I'd love to see that as a flex play someday. Arth is looking for a really weird flank here. I'm worried about the way that this is going to go for him. It could go either really well if he provides a lot of disruption, or it can go really poorly. Big charge coming from Glitterbeard onto I Like Men is going to get him killed. Sunder does come out, but that was a kill before anything was able to happen from Avalanche, and really they're just going to have to disengage and hope not to take any more deaths. However, McQuans is the next to die, so no deaths there, huh?
Has destroyed a fort.
Yep, that was For note, Arthas was never seen by Avalanche. I was watching their vision the whole time, so they had the play available to him to try and do something, but it never actually became a big thing. So now Die Gaming gonna go ahead, walk in, and just grab the siege camp. Thank you very much for your bribe stacks, and yeah, good pressure. Falstad now in a bad spot. Barrel roll's already down. There is no reflip talent on 16. It's actually debilitating flames, so we don't have charge flip charge, but nonetheless Falstad still dead.
Yeah. Hey Ektar, when do you will start playing HOTS picking TLV? If you could rephrase that question slightly, I would love to answer it for you.
The choice is simple.
TLV wins, streamer.
I don't actually stream playing this game, are you kidding?
Ew. Can't believe it.
Yeah, we do have the 16s picked up for both sides. Titan Grenade is just a fantastic ability. We had the Iron Fist come out from Karazim, but after that it's been all defensive or sustaining talents, so just looking to pick up that extra damage on the initial engages, but going for the second healing on there is probably his best throughput talent. A lot of damage coming out on the Quans, but they are able to get the Carrion Swarm out this time. No one actually hit by the APOC, but that is the curse picked up now for the side of Die Gaming, and it looks like Avalanche are trying to just disengage here, although... That's just a disengage turn.
That's appealing. Yeah, but it's not going to be enough.
From Arth is hitting out onto 2. Mephisto's able to get out of there temporarily, but is going to fall real soon after that.
That Brightwing cleanse was almost huge. It really almost made the difference in how that fight was going to go, but not quite enough to save the team. So now, as Ektar said, Curse picked up for Die Gaming. They're punching it down mid now. Top's already fallen. Bottom fort's falling, and we look to have a relatively even game here.
Yeah, all forts down now for the side of Avalanche. Die Gaming still has one fort in the top lane, and... okay, they are disengaging. I was wondering what their play was going to be from here. I think the play was rotate down bottom, take a sidewall, and try to get damage in. They're taking the safe rotation out, which will make it so that they get out and get a little bit of extra damage, but, you know, we like aggressive plays here.
Yep, they could also have rotated towards the lower health keep in the top lane, but I'm not going to blame them for taking the safe rotation here.
I like bot because that's where their boss is, which is up in 6 seconds.
That is a fantastic point, but you know, plays can be corrected multiple ways.
It's true. We do have the immediate engagement onto the boss, and it looks like Avalanche either haven't identified this or have identified it and have chosen not to try and make the defense. They're actually headed there now. I think they were just a little bit late on identifying what was happening because they get here just after the boss is taken, which means they don't have time to go get their own boss now, and that's the scary place for them to be.
Yeah, that was...
Although
you could
Die
just
Gaming
watch
isn't rotating towards it.
No, that is a real good point. Maybe they're waiting to see the team on the map, which they absolutely can see now. But if you just saw the little faces on the minimap, they just wobbled back and forth for like 10 seconds. There was like, do we go their boss, our boss, their boss, our boss, their boss, our boss? And the answer was, no. We'll take none of those.
We do have the 20s now getting picked up for the side of Die Gaming. Going into the Lord of Terror, which I think is always interesting. It's a lot of self-sustain, but it's a little bit less playmaking compared to the Hellgate. Big red button, longer Thornwhip Vine. Death's Advance, I think that's really interesting. I almost never see that picked up, and I think it might actually just be great here because, yeah, there's a lot of disengage, but that just gives Arthas another way to walk at the enemy team. And that's one of Arthas's problems. If he misses his... If he misses his W, then what does he do besides walk regular speed at them? Well, now he walks fast at them.
Yep, 10% faster. Here comes the Durance. It is the silencing Durance, so that is what will be done to Tychus, but he's the only one hit by it. Root comes out as the top keep goes down, and this is defense for the core here for Avalanche. That boss will do a lot of damage if left uncontested. Die Gaming instead going to back off and pick up the Bruiser camp and likely that bottom tribute. So nothing too massive coming out here. Shouldn't even be... Oh my gosh, we got core damage. Critical.
Rip.
Can't believe it.
I don't know that I really like that play from Die Gaming. It's very safe, and it gives them a guaranteed camp and a guaranteed first objective. But the camp gets cleared out before it does anything, which there is value in that. There's XP inside the camp, and also it takes it off the map for your opponents. But they had a boss crash into bottom lane, which was the only keep left at that time, and it didn't get the keep. And then they got the top boss, which got on and got 4% core damage. And I think if they would have pushed harder at either one of those bosses, they maybe could have gotten more. But
yeah,
I think that Avalanche need to be thanking their lucky stars that they're in, honestly, as good of a position as they are right now. I think Die Gaming might have dropped the ball just a little bit, and...
Yeah, the last 5 minutes have really been favoring Die Gaming's playstyle. They've won all the fights, and they've been ahead on the macro rotations, which could not have been said about maybe the 5 minutes prior to that. So, favor currently for Die Gaming with those two keeps down, and extra pressure in the top lane because they don't even have a fort down, so it's 3 catapults to 0 as far as cycles are concerned.
They're definitely going to want to rotate Falstad up into there to get the deep push, clear at least that current lane and catapults, if not also the next lane, and then try to take...
time for the second.
Maybe just throw a boomerang at it.
Yeah. Yep. Regardless, teams are posturing down here in the bottom lane for this tribute.
He left a catapult and another one just showed up. I don't know if that'll be relevant, but it could be in about 20 seconds. As we have now the potentially last big teamfight of the game. Skeptic taking quite a bit of damage. Diablo goes in, missing the APOC. A good disengage coming out, although Seamus Khan is kind of in the back doing work out onto Thrall. Gets the disengage, and the Carrion Swarm comes out just in time to keep Fakwan's alive. Crash and Ashes is low, and Thrall is the first to fall as there's just too much focus fire coming out from Avalanche. Sorry, for Die Gaming, and now Avalanche needs to try and disengage. Dragon Fury looking to get the kill out on the Hydra Hawk, but I don't think they're going to find it, and end up giving their own life up instead. Captain Ashes is able to get out with the blink heal, but that is 4 for nothing, so those 2 catapults alive aren't really going to amount to anything, but the 4 for nothing kill is going to spell game number 1 in favor of Die Gaming.
Yep, and congratulations them for their first NGS win, and unless they all stand in that 75 armor tribute and Brightwing goes complete ham mode, but does not seem to be the case.
She did have Q resets. She could have just gotten Leeming style reset after reset, but seems a bit unlikely.
A bit unlikely indeed. Although Fightwing.
Fight time. Checking out the score summary. Lunara definitely put in work on that damage, doing 13,000-ish more than the next closest in Mephisto. Just overall slightly more damage coming out from the side of Die Gaming. Brightwing out-healing Karazim Not by, honestly, as much as I would have expected, just because it is a Kharazim that picked up 7-sided, but he did pick up all of the healing talents, more or less, so...
Yeah, that can heal a lot,
there.
especially on those bulky bodies. I think that's a big contributor, is the large health pool of Arthas and Diablo.
This is true.
Tychus is no slouch either with health. I think Tychus has, like, the same amount of health as a Sonya. He's
Really?
surprising. Yeah.
That
I'm
is
pretty
so
sure it's...
tanky.
I'm pretty sure it's really, really close.
Alright.
I'm gonna pull up the calculators to just back my statement up, but I'm pretty sure they're really, really close. All right. So, it is the choice of Avalanche. We will have to see if they go for map pick, or if they go for that first pick option.
Yeah. The Whisper is out. We're waiting for confirmation. I think that was a really interesting game to look at, just because both teams looked like they got what they wanted. It doesn't look like either of them had a plan that got disrupted, and that it seemed to favor Die Gaming in a lot of the team fights. And I don't know that Avalanche got as much use out of their globals as maybe they were hoping for.
Fair enough.
Thoughts?
Yeah, they were able to rotate out, but I think the team fights just started breaking down a little bit more. And once it got to those individual skirmishes, the generally bulkier bodies and like single 1v1 heroes favored Die Gaming a little bit more. It was bigger when the big combos came in for Avalanche. So yeah, I think that was it. They never got the Mephisto ult that they were looking for, the Durance.
That's true.
They never ended up getting the Durance or the Interruption Sunders that really made it happen, I guess.
Looking at fixing your image until I get that Whisper finding out what we're doing for the next game.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it as well. Okay, I am mistaken. Tychus has 1925 health. Sonya has 2400. I forget there is like one bruiser he's bulkier than, but it is not the Sonya.
Alright, we have confirmation that they will be taking hero pick. So then over to Glitterbeard.
Just for guarantees, I'm going to go ahead and create whatever map they do, just so we can stay consistent.
Fair enough. I was already in the custom game selection, but you can go ahead and do that, because it worked for you that last game.
And science is repeatable, and we're not going to change any variables.
Yep, so if something happens differently this time, there's some outside variable that we're not controlling for.
And that is what we're going to do here. We're going to control for all the variables we can.
Alrighty, we've got ourselves a map. It is going to be Sky Temple.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You know, Ektar, somebody told me that this is the least played map in
Somebody
NGS.
is correct.
That,
statistically and objectively.
So that means that this is the spiciest map that they possibly could have picked.
And not gonna lie, I actually kind of love it.
So
it's potentially the most Cursed Hollow-like map in the map pool that's left, and that map did go pretty well for them for the most part. But more than anything, it's a map that people just don't have as much practice on, even though it's been around forever. People just don't play it as often, at least not in competitive environments.
Yep.
Competitive. Hashtag dead game. But because of that, I want to know what their reason is going into this. Is it because it's just an old map that they're comfortable on? Is it because it's a weird map?
Yeah.
I hope that we'll be able to find out in the post-game interview, but we'll find out.
Though, here, we're always a fan of Game 3.
It's true. 3 games is the best number of games outside of playoffs.
Yep. And then it becomes 5.
Yeah. Although that's a lot of games to cast.
It is. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I've got to be a fan of Game 5, but my throat's like, I'd rather you not be a fan of that. Game 3 sounds great, doesn't it?
It sure does. And it rolls off the tongue better, honestly.
Yeah.
Mostly because you don't say 5 with your tongue, you say it with your teeth.
True facts, linguistics, and letter creation.
At what point does this become an ASMR stream again?
Usually between games 2 and 3, so if you want the ASMR stream, root for Avalanche. If you'd rather not, Die Gaming might be the team for you.
I do have a can that I can, and it's been a quarantine amount of time since I've been cutting my fingernails regularly, so I can do the can and bottle tapping and things. Like, I think we're good to go.
I need to find that a chip nearby and just crunch right in.
Food ASMR is the best ASMR.
Oh. I think they're food ASMR mukbang streams.
I guarantee you there are. I've never watched any personally, but I know they have to exist, and I both do and don't want to find it. You know?
That is exactly right. That's where our raid target's going to be after this, right?
You know, it's a pretty late match. I don't know if there's going to be any other NGS games we can raid, so
Moist
maybe.
Weenus is playing Hot
You're
Shots.
right, he's
That'll
playing
be
Hot
up
Shots.
to-
That's going to be the raid.
Yeah, it sure will be. So, all right. I didn't want to say this while we were in the lobby screen, but I was thumbing through some profiles, and I did see a bunch of Avather play.
On which
So-
team?
I don't remember who. Not gonna lie. You know what? That's less useful.
That's
but
perfect.
but
That
I
would
know
be a fantastic
somebody
reason to pick Sky Temple.
right, it would be. However, why not take it on Cursed Hollow too? That's my big thonk.
That is
right
true. It is less of a good map for Avatar just because of the way the objective functions. Like, this has to be his best map. I don't care what the math says. Theoretically, this is his best map.
Yeah.
So we've got the
I mean-
Arthas getting banned out, which was played by Die Gaming in the first game, and it gave them a lot of trouble, to be fair.
Yeah, I think the double tank just kind of caused Avalanche a little more issues. Mal'Ganis wasn't able to really do anything as far as stopping there from being like spread out 1v1s all over the map or all over the fight, because Kerosene can take 1v1s really well. Diablo's doing pretty well. Arthas was doing pretty well. So, yeah.
And the
Ooh.
Junkrat getting banned out once again. Oh, got a disconnect
Wow.
coming up. This time, oh man, who is that now? It's not Captain Cash and Ashes, which was the Brightwing, and it wasn't...
Right, and
who was
it's
it
the
before?
same guy.
Okay,
it was
yeah.
the Mal'Ganis. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Mal'Ganis. Faquans.
That's the one.
I knew it was close enough, and I was gonna be like, his name is close to Lord Farquaad. And that was as close as I was gonna get to that without scrolling up in the chat history.
I
So-
like that, but I would be personally insulted if someone referred to me as Lord Farquaad, so I'm going to go ahead and
Yeah.
try not to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. But I knew it had the F and the Q in there. So, rules, Ektar, please place on your cap. We have started the draft, which means they cannot sub out players. Is this correct?
Oh,
I'm pretty sure I'm correct there.
I think that they...
Hold up.
I think I'm going to bring up the between game screen
Yep,
and pull up the rules, because I don't know if it explicitly says at what point they're allowed to bring in a sub.
After the word draft appears 19 times.
All right. If the player who disconnected during draft is unable to reconnect to the game, can be remade with a sub instead if one is eligible. In that case, the draft will continue where it left with all prior heroes picked, and hero bans will be picked the same as before the player dropped. If no sub is available, the map is forfeit. So they can bring
Okay,
in a
they
sub.
can. Yep. All right. Cool. if a player disconnects during draft after the first ban, it does count against their match pause time as well. So this does count. But I don't think that will become an issue. But good to have the rules and the head mod here to make sure that we got that taken care of smoothly.
Yep. Ace, with your multiple monitors, could you do me a favor?
Absolutely.
Bring up the VOD and verify what the bans were. I remember Arthas, Junkrat,
Arthas,
and
Junk,
Medivh, maybe?
And I think the other one got cut. I think it made the sound, but it didn't do anything.
Yeah, so I would
But I will
appreciate it if
check.
you would bring it up right now just to...
It is already
Sure.
going.
Thank
It
you
has.
so much.
Yep, absolutely. Going to go through twice just to be sure. There was no ban.
So it was Arthas on the left, Junk and Medivh. Or sorry, Medivh on the left, Arthas, Junk on the right. Cool.
Yes. There are no frames where the ban for Die Gaming was shown, so therefore it
Going
doesn't
frame by
count.
frame.
Twitch doesn't give you that control, but it never popped up,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna count it.
YouTube does, though.
YouTube does, and that's why I like YouTube's player, other than, most every other reason. Twitch's player is disappointing sometimes. I'm gonna verify that that player is on the roster.
Already
just
there,
to be
he is in fact on the roster.
Casters don't have to be referees, but look, we've had
I mean,
a combined 16 seasons of NGS experience, so
and
it's just kind of things we look at.
between us, we have probably 12 or 13 of moderating for NGS between us as well. So
Yeah, I've been moderator since season 3 or 4, and did headcaster since season 2, in season 2 and 3.
I think I was moderator starting season 4, maybe 5.
So, I thought you started in season 6 after the complete and total tactical nuke.
I joined slightly before the tactical nuke, but we do have the ready from both teams. Captains appear to be correct, and we've got the portrait picked up by Aranor, late breaking. So, well done by them.
Yep, yes indeed.
Back to Sky Temple.
All right, for draft Boogaloo.
It is possible, though unlikely, that your Avatar Scout is now endowed.
It is possible, but that was the tank that disconnected, which makes it even less likely.
I mean, you say that. I'm our Avatar player when one is called for, but I'm the healer.
I feel like the tank player is usually always on the tank, but I say this as we've played musical tanks before, so
Avalanche will rise again. That's not how avalanches work. They only go down. Gravity works.
always, period. There are
Cash
no
and Ash is picking up the Johanna, which was their Brightwing player.
that was their Brightwing player, so we got a little bit of a role shakeup here, regardless of how it goes down or not.
Finishing the bans with Zool, by the way. I wonder if this means that Aranor is their sub-healer player.
fine.
Or...
That could be true.
There's a
Deathwing.
lot of possibilities. Deathwing getting picked up for the first time in this series. I think he's generally just good in this map.
You are correct, by
He's
the
got
way.
the global... I'm correct in which regard?
You're correct that Aranor is their sub-healer player.
Nice. I love when people tell me I'm right about things.
Mm.
Anyway,
Right, you
Deathwing, good in this map, especially if you go into melee build because he's got that really good brawly potential before 10. Greyman's going to make some work of that. But he's a global, and is really good.
Yeah, the global presence is definitely nothing to be scoffed at. It gives you that global capability that... I believe the last full global hero was Dahaka before Deathwing.
Yes.
So it's been a very long time since Dahaka was released. I think that was 2016.
That was
I feel like
long
Dahaka.
time.
Yeah.
Because
Lots of respect bands
Falstad
coming
and
out.
Brightwing were both vanilla.
Yeah, they were
Avatar's
OG.
vanilla. He's not really what you consider a global hero.
Wow. March 29th, 2016.
long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Karazim getting banned out. That's an interesting respect ban.
Yeah, that is. I don't disagree with it because they're already getting kind of aggressive, and Karazim is one of the better aggressive healers. But what is Ariel Cassia picked up for conditional double blinds? I'm confused by this draft, Ektar.
I don't think that Ariel and Cassia are meant to pair together per se, but you can get a lot of damage out with Fend onto a rooted target, and Anubarak is, or a stun target, and Anubarak is really good at doing that. Anduin coming out.
Oh, I hope he knows to run with scissors.
I would be a little bit surprised, but if you did, I'm gonna have a new favorite sub healer after myself, of course. Kel'Thas and Sonya coming out. I love these heroes. I think they're good on the map. I think they're good against what the enemy team has. I think they've got just got a really nice composition coming out for Avalanche.
Yeah, the Sonya slightly worries me. The Sonya worries me now a little bit, as the Jim Raynor and the Anubarak and the Ariel Whip are going to provide a lot of displacement that prevents Sonya from jumping on top of the backline as needed. Source, the last time we were on this map, Ektar, I was against an Anubarak and a Jim Raynor, and it wasn't a lot of fun to have to play around that. But you can do it. So I like Men, who's not playing a man this game.
I would like to rebuttal with Carrick's highlighted message. Ha! That's the sound of Sonya leaping in with a light bomb on her.
That is a good point. That is a good point. That is
It's something that I don't feel like I see as often anymore. The light bomb with big carrier, but they have two options for it with either the falling sword or the leap.
Please just do it.
I want so badly for that to be the strat here, and I think it could work really well because how do they disengage? It's literally Deathwing Fear, which admittedly you can't stop him from doing it.
No, sure can't.
But they could get onto Raynor and Cassia, and although Nubarak's got some of the best stun potential of any tank in the game, if he needs to get out of there, he kind of just leaves his backline high and dry, and Raynor, Cassia, Ariel don't have a whole lot of self-peel.
No, they don't. I want to see some light bomb combos. That'll be spicy.
We have spawning in the blue trunks on the left-hand side, Die Gaming, winners of game number 1 with Glitterbeard playing the Beetle Boy. Gecko is playing Cassia. Seamus Khan playing the Deathwing. Hydrahawk is on Jim Raynor, and Kazaris is playing Ariel.
And in the red trunks on the right side of Sky Temple, we do have Avalanche. Cash Nashes from Brightwing to Johanna this game. Dragon Fury playing Greymane. Gonna take off a scale every time that there's a curse bullet. Aranor, sub healer playing Anduin. Does he have scissors? He doesn't. Skeptic playing Kel'Thas, and I Like Men playing Sonya.
So if you're joining the Ace and Nektar Heroes of the Stormcasting podcast for the first time with an Anduin in the game, running with scissors is a term that we use more than anybody that I know for a visual bug that Anduin has. If you cast Divine Star on the wall before the game starts, it kills the projectile like it does for every projectile. Except with Anduin, that means his projectile never comes back, and his sword just stays out the whole time, and he just kind of runs around with it out awkwardly, and it's my favorite thing in the entire game.
Blizzard, never changed, never fixed it.
It's the best bug you've ever introduced.
Yeah, we're gonna... Well, I don't know, the toy train bugs were pretty great.
That's fair.
But, yeah, that non-gameplay affecting bugs, yeah, absolutely. Please never fix that. Oh, it's so wonderful.
Just look at the strength of the wave clear coming out from Avalanche this time.
I mean, that's Johanna. That's Johanna, but also Kel'Thas.
And also Greymane. They're just chunking out these lanes to the point that they had to leave someone in bottom lane to try and get some damage in. A little bit of a chastise comes out onto Ariel there, but not going to find any additional purchase. Sonya doing alright. We do have the start of a melee Deathwing build coming out with the Dragon Soul on level 1. And they've already got their camp taken. Like, Avalanche, they haven't picked up mid yet, but they're going to pick mid up without having lost anything.
Yep,
and then they're just going to get to the bottom lane. Look, wave clear is so good. especially
Wave
on a
clear is
rotation-heavy map like
pretty
this one.
good.
In fact,
And
they're
that's
not
why
even going to lose
Johanna-
anything in the bottom. Ooh, unless they go for this invade, which it looks like they are doing. Hydrohawk taking quite a bit of damage. Greyman gets the jump onto him, is going to force them back, although he's going to be a bit of an awkward spot. Nice pull coming out from Aranor, is going to temporarily save Skeptic. And Hydrohawk is the first to fall from that living bomb. Kazera's going to spread bomb onto the Anubarak. Dragon Fury trying to get some damage done. We did have Deathwing come in from the top lane, going to make this into a 1-for-1. Which is over time going to favor Die Gaming. However, that means that they aren't soaking top lane, although getting that kill out onto Kel'Thas might make it good enough.
Yeah, I think Avalanche stayed just a tiny bit too long. One kill's plenty of... Oh, Kazarus actually got kind of low from the siege camp there, but they got just a little greedy to try and keep pushing that and ended up being punished. So, yep, actually a full level advantage right now for Die Gaming. That's a lot more than I would expect right here.
They lost about half a wave bottom, and Hydrohawk was able to come in and get most of the soak from top lane, so it's, I think, largely just due to the kills that they gave up there.
Yeah, that,
and the camp.
That's fair. Yeah, fair enough. Temples are spawning now mid and top lane as they always do to start, and Die Gaming going to grab both temples for at least the first quarter of this or so.
Yeah, it's Hydrohawk on there right now. A little bit of bomb spread coming out, which obviously is great for all the Avalanche fans out there. And it looks like Avalanche, it looks like both teams think that they've maybe got this stronger initial engage. Dragon Fury gets brought down really low from that Anubarak burrow charge, but gonna be able to tap up and re-engage on the middle point here. We do have a fight going on in the top lane, however, I think this has to favor Deathwing, at least in the short term. Sonya might be able to take it eventually as these armor plates come down, but I like Men starting to lose out a little bit and is going to escape with single-digit hit points, possibly enough to tap and re-engage, but this is the middle objective going in favor of Die Gaming, and the top objective as well, and Sonya had to pull back, although Glitterbeard does get taken out, and Kazarius gets taken out as well. Gecko gonna fall, maybe, barely survives, sub 100 hit point. Never mind, Dragon Fury with the Snipe Cocktail. So kind of losing both objectives, but
Nice.
giving up a lot of kills to do so.
Yeah, and that was worth it right until the moment it wasn't. I think Die Gaming really wanted to get those last shots in mid and ended up getting a little bit too chunked. Ariel doesn't heal, period, pretty much, when there's not fighting or wave clearing going on, and neither of those were happening for an extended duration. So those little guardians, I don't even know what to call them exactly, on the
I would call them
on the
Guardians.
temple form now. Yeah. Wonder if they have a specific name though.
I guarantee you they do if you check the Heroes Wiki.
Oh,
That name
I'm
has
so
to have been data mined.
It has to. There's no way. That wave just disappeared.
Yeah. Definitely back in the top lane. It's going to be a lot harder for Sonya to sustain here, just because they no longer have the well up there, and Deathwing's back to 40 armor. So, and with as lightly as Sonya has been trying to take these fights, it means that Seamus Khan's W has always got the cooldown available, so it's just this stacking damage that's being put into Sonya, and every time he flaps it gets bigger. So, I think that they maybe aren't as familiar in the Deathwing v Sonya lane matchup as maybe he would like to be at this point.
Fair enough. I know I would not like to be against a Deathwing. Large rotation coming up from Avalanche to help clear this Bruiser camp before it takes the top fort. So they will miss out on a little bit of XP in the other lanes. Probably allow Die Gaming to get to level 10 just a fraction of time sooner, but overall, not going to matter. Both teams going to have level 10 by the time this objective spawns.
One thing to point out, Jim Raynor actually went into Veteran Marksman on one, so
He's a Zul'jin we have at home.
he sure is. However, he doesn't scale nearly as quickly as the Zul'jin that we have at home, so 10's coming out from both sides. It is the Leap. Curse Bullet, as expected. Phoenix, less shield, so no falling bomb combos, but, you know, leap bomb combos is, you know, still really nice.
Anu is holding ult still. He took Salvation into this?
Actually
oh my
going
goodness.
cinematography against all of the interrupts. Like,
The madman. every single hero has an interrupt that doesn't
Big
matter.
coming
if
out,
Mario
however.
dead.
2 immediate kills coming out for the side of Avalanche, followed by a third. Cocoon not able to save them, and Deathwing is gonna do a really good job soaking in the top lane because there is nothing he can do down here until his team reses.
Yeah, wow, that was a fast engage. The leap might have caught Die Gaming off guard. Because Wrath of the Berserker is such a good ult, you wouldn't be remiss from kind of just assuming that's what happened, and then the leap just came out, dropped the whole.
So not to be too critical, but they kept 3 people on the objective for a long time.
Yeah,
I love that they rotated out Sonya. I love that they had Joe in lane. But put 2 more of those people you had on your bottom objective in the bot lane. You could be pushing out onto the fort instead of just letting the temple take damage, because it didn't even die. It stayed alive with 800 hit points.
800 of them. That's more than a Kael'thas Flame Strike too. So it's gonna be a while. Dragon Fury gets a fortuitous catch on Ariel. Ariel goes in the Crystal Aegis and buys enough time to allow the team to bring a disengage, but a triple bomb spread is going to make the topping up a little difficult, and Kazera is going to have to rotate and hearth back.
Yeah, and thought I just heard someone else hearthing as well.
I thought I did too. I thought it was Dragon Fury for just a second, but whatever.
Picking up the siege camp. Still 40 seconds for the siege camp for the side of Die Gaming. It looks like they really just want to push in and get to this bottom fort, and I can't blame them. It's so low. They could really just kind of walk at it and take it down. Only Nubrak is here for the defense. The rest of the members are coming out here now, but just a couple of auto attacks and a flame strike is going to secure the second fort of the game. But both teams still relatively even at this point. I think slight advantage for Die Gaming, just because I like the top fort being down at this phase in the game better.
Do you? That's
I
interesting,
because
boss lane.
It is the boss lane, but I don't think that you ever end up taking boss until either the late game when you get a couple of kills, or a really significant team fight win, in which case it doesn't matter and you're going to take bot fort anyway. I like bot lane better in the later game. I like top being down in the early game because it's the farthest lane away.
I can agree with that. To enough. I like the chat with the leap sounds. Please continue spamming those when there's a leap occurrence in this game, and we might see one soon. Temples are activating in 10 seconds, and teams posturing up for a little bit of a scuffle.
Yeah, we have Avalanche posturing for this bottom objective. Seamus Khan deciding that discretion is the better part of Valor. Gonna fly on out of there before he gets rotated on, and Die Gaming taking this camp a little bit later than I would like, although this hasn't been identified by the side of Avalanche, so they're going to be able to get Cassia on the objective and just start trading out 1-for-1, but picking up a camp as well, so slight advantage for the side of Die Gaming, although Sonya is looking to maybe get some parity in that regard, decides not to.
If I'm watching the vision of Avalanche now, because they do have 4 still warding the point, they know where 4 members are now, so they should be rotating out and grabbing some extra soak. And we do see Kael'thas just kind of leaving the area. Die Gaming in a similar scenario where they see between 2 and 3 members as well and know that there's someone to point.
Yeah, looks like we did have Deathwing land and a Nubarak down here as well. Only 2 ticks plus the final ones remaining for this objective. We did have the wrap come out, but that's going to get popped pretty quick, and Seamus Khan is a bit of a rough spot, but you can't stop Deathwing from walking away unless you take all of his health away, and he is just kind of going to walk away. Captain Ashes, what are you doing?
Akhtar, you know
Not
you can stop Deathwing from walking away.
Yeah,
you use Fourth Wall or Entomb.
They don't have a wall until level 20.
Yeah, I know, but you said the generic you. How could you let your man Tassadar down?
Sorry for using the royal U in a situation where it's perfectly acceptable to do so. We do have a big wave pushing in the bottom lane. Sonya is seen in the top lane, so they know that they've got a potential man advantage down here, but deciding that the fort and the wall is just a little bit too powerful, even though they've killed all of the defensive structures, they're gonna just back on out of there and take their opponent's camp safely.
I think his important part about Sonya being split out is that the more dangerous engage of the leap is down, so while Sonya split off, they don't have to worry about that. All they have to worry about is the Blessed Shield from Johanna.
Has cinematography been used yet? I don't remember hearing
No.
it.
It has
Cinematography,
not.
for those that are unfamiliar, is how I refer to Anduin's Holy Word Salvation because it is from the World of Warcraft cinema. Words are hard.
Cinematography, of course.
Yeah.
The World of Warcraft cinematography.
There you go.
Perfect. 16's picked up. We do have Whirlwind, and now Nerves of Steel for Sonya. Ignite, pretty standard build on the Kael'thas. Even-handed Blessings, never seen the talent, Ektar.
It's a pretty good talent.
All the 16s are just good numbers increase for Anduin.
Yeah, Anduin doesn't have a bad 16 talent. It's kind of incredible.
Yeah, it's kind of nice, but that's what happens when all your healing numbers go up. Looks like it might be Invade a Clock, and I like the flanking position Die Gaming's taking. They get right onto the point, but the counter engage is very strong. Seamus Khan gonna be taken out first. Glitterbeard and I Like Men fighting on the point. Looks like Avalanche does take the point because Xeris gonna be taken out next. And despite what I thought was the nice position, the concave, they have lost 3 members on top of this temple phase.
Yeah, and we did see the cinematography attempt to come out, did get blocked by the Condemn from Johanna, but no one ended up dying, so having it only put on the short cooldown actually puts them into a good position because now they have it available on this boss. And only Cassia is here. Jim is coming here now, but it'd still be a 2 versus 3, and that's a pretty rough spot for them to be in. They don't actually know that this boss is happening, do they?
They have to. Jim walked right by it.
Yeah, but look where he is now. He's the easiest person in the world to rotate on now.
Oh,
He is
my
backing,
goodness.
and he is going to
Yeah.
get out of there, but oh man, if they had just rotated down very slightly faster.
Yeah, that was
full
wild.
on Dr. McCoy, he's dead, Jim.
True enough. All forts now removed for the side of Die Gaming. As Sonya finishes controlling the top temple.
Yeah.
Boss is being left to its own devices in the bottom lane, so it might get a wall. No, it won't even get a tower.
Yeah.
But
Both teams showing a lot of restraint in... Oh wow, I Like Men trying to spear through the wall, misses the spear out onto any of the minions, has to take the walk of shame all the way around, but the boss is already dead. They have no advantage here.
no, they're actually in a little strange of a spot, and they're going to go ahead and disengage.
Yeah, deciding that they did not want to take that team fight as late as they had found themselves taking it, and just are able to disengage. Anubarak going for the burrow charge, but not opting for the follow-on impale, so... It's kind of letting Avalanche walk away from that team fight.
Yep, I think that's... I mean, for Avalanche, that's good. They're going to be looking for level 20 before the next objective, which they should be able to get. Top lane is an easy source of XP because it is being pushed up by this Bruiser camp, and they actually have mid to be able to soak off as well, so... Yeah, that's going to be an important spike as they carry about a 3/4 level advantage here as we tick over 15 minutes and heading towards the next temple phase.
And it looks like, of the options available to Die Gaming, oof, big damage coming out on the Seamus Khan. We see them opting to not try to take a team fight. When you're down level 20, you have 2 kind of major options. There is the leap that's going to secure the kill out onto Auriel. Just kind of got caught in a bad position. As I was saying, they're going to be down level 20. Your options at that point: take a team fight before 20, before your opponents have 20, or try to play for the really long game and get 20 yourself. And it looks like that was always going to be Die Gaming's plan, but with that Auriel pickup, that has to be their plan because there is no plan B.
Yep. Now, with Avalanche's tendency to group up on this point and kind of play in a bushes game, Sonya's in a little bit of trouble. She does Whirlwind away with about 1,000 health, and they have aggressed onto this top keep. And with the damage from the temple and the damage that they were able to inflict there, that is going to secure the first keep down level 20.
Yeah, and it looks like bottom might not even get the bottom keep with the number of shots that are remaining, so all of a sudden they're going to be down level 20, but up in keeps destroyed, so well done by Die Gaming. Good late game plays as they come in, identifying that their opponents are on the other side of the map. They don't get the temple, but they get Johanna in a weird spot, although she is a speedy boy. Does drop the Blessed Shield to get on out of there.
Blessed Shield might not have been necessary because Johanna is running with the fanaticism. But nonetheless, it's probably going to be up. It's a relative. It's like one of those slightly shorter than average cooldowns. Not by much, but
one of those
you know.
once per team fight cooldowns, really.
Yeah.
And she did go into the Radiating Faith, so a little bit of an unfortunate one to have down. You definitely want to have that for the next team fight, but it's still 30 seconds away.
Yeah.
And their opponents have now picked up 20 as well. Ooh, Destroyer's Rampage. I do not see that taken very often. I would love to see Deathwing get a lot of value with that cooldown reduction in one of these big team fights.
For sure. We do have Titan's Revenge on Cassia as well. She hasn't actually completed the Thunderstroke quest all the way back from level 1. Hasn't even landed 40 Qs this game. A testament to both wave clear and just kind of equal trades around the map rather than a lack of Q throwing skill. So
I don't really like Light of Stormwind very much. I liked it better before the change. Giving Protected instead of, or Invulnerability instead of Protected isn't a huge change. It does stop them from being CC'd, but it's the same degree of not taking damage. So.
Yep. He's going to secure that bottom keep. So nice rotation there by Avalanche to catch Die Gaming in that top lane and make a good play to even up this keep deficit.
I think both teams are playing better this game than they were in the previous game.
I would agree, although the kill total does not reflect that, as Die Gaming is down 11-2 in kills, but is still like
look at the
very much in this game. That is, I mean, that is impressive to be down 11-2 in kills. Aranor is going to face check a bush, did not end up face checking a bush. That was real scary for a moment.
Literally, the only building disparity is one well. We have Johanna coming in, looking to try and find something really speedy with the Fanaticism. The Hua comes out and is going to secure a kill out onto Jim Raynor. We do have the Bouncing Ball Lightning coming out, and that is going to be the kill out onto Ariel. Looks like Gecko is probably going to get away. Glitterbeard is going to provide that peeling. We did have the Calamity come out from Deathwing. Isn't going to find anything. Not Calamity. Cataclysm.
That's okay.
But there goes the boss call, and this is the time in the game where it's better to have the bottom fort and keep destroyed. Because this is the lane that the boss is going to push through. We do have Sonya.
Die Gaming to push.
Going to do some damage out onto the lane to the top, because they are starting to take a little bit of core damage. Glitterbeard, you can't do this. There are 3 catapults there, so they are actually going to start losing some damage out onto their keep if they don't identify it. We do have Kael'thas going back. And once again, they pick up a boss and let it walk away. Pick up the boss and walk away. I like Menzak. A bit of a weird spot now. Does not have the leap as a disengage until right now and is going to use it immediately. You'll love to see it.
Cool down management. There you go. Nice job there. I kind of wanted Die Gaming to walk on that boss. They had the pressure in the top lane. That was just in the back Avalanche's mind. They had, they knew the Sonya was top, so it'd be a 4v3, but under boss you can make it work. They had boss control.
There's a lot of decisions being made right now on the side of Avalanche. They were walking towards bot lane, walked back to mid lane, walked towards the camp, walked back to mid lane. It looked like maybe they were going to try and go in with the boss, and then decided not to kind of at about this point on the map.
Yep. They are going to get all the keeps and pew down a couple percentages on the core.
Yep.
It's actually a significant number of percentages. Maybe another 30 from these last volleys, and we are down to 33% or so on the core. So,
and as identified, Nubrak is seen in the bot lane. They are going to go in on this, and Dragon's Fury is going to find a very quick kill out onto Cassia. Seamus Khan is going to Cataclysm on out, but that is going to be the stolen Bruiser Camp and sorry, not stolen, but yeah, just defeated Bruiser Camp. But they're at 33% on the core with a Cataclysm down there. Might just try to int out of this. We do have the Hua coming out onto core. Can't stun it, but gets in past the tornadoes, and that is going to be the core falling very rapidly, and that is going to be game number 2 going in favor of Avalanche, and we've got ourselves the best game coming up. Game number 3.
Well done to both teams.
Carrix and Faquans, thank you very much for all of your ahwas. I'm not going to put more emphasis into pronouncing it than that, and I already skipped past the summary screen, so good job, Procaster guy.
Don't worry, I'll take a screenshot and you can get it. I've got it for you.
That is so much more work than I'm going to put into doing this.
Oh, they wad on the core. Well done. Well done. All right, so we're tied 1-1 now.
We sure are.
Great little set for for both these teams' first NGS matches. I hope they're having an excellent time.
Yeah, and good
So-
job, Mongoose, for placing these teams so very well.
Oh, thank goodness. Breathe sigh of relief.
No kidding. We don't have any off-brand cereals or Bellevue colleges this time. We do have
Not
map pick coming
yet.
up again for the side of Die Gaming, so we will find out, I guess, from them what map.
All right. Did they just whisper you and say, "We'll take map pick"?
Yes, I asked map or hero pick, and they said map.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, they'll get the shortcuts.
It is likely that they are still deciding what map to play on,
Yeah.
but God, that was a good game number 2.
Yeah. I mean, Avalanche won everything as far as team fights were concerned. Die Gaming did the exact opposite of their name and didn't die until they finally got pinned down in a post-20 team fight. Like,
Yeah.
that was really well done on the macro portion. Their fights left a little bit to be desired because Eris got caught out a lot as Ariel that game,
Yeah.
ended with 5 deaths out of, I believe, 14 total. So that's
Alrighty.
a significant amount. What's the map, Hector?
The map is Dragonshire.
And we aren't getting any of the NGS trinity of maps.
Yeah, someone go tell Butte Holiday that we don't have Infernal Shrines or Tomb of the Spider Queen or Volskaya getting
Volskaya.
played. Volskaya was at least banned out.
Yeah, fair enough. So this was picked by Die Gaming, yeah?
Correct.
Alrighty. Oh, they're joining on us. Excellent.
I mean, I'm already in a whisper with the two of them, so...
Fair enough. Alright.
It sounds like my dogs have decided that it's playtime, so we might get some background doggo noise.
It's pretty good, though. To be fair, background doggo noise is good. Good noise.
It's good right up until it becomes foreground doggo noise.
That is a very true statement.
No Abathur picked or banned in that previous game, by the way.
Dang. I would have banned it.
I would have banned it. Oh, Bandit.
And I was just about to say, we're like, oh, we just talked about dogs and we said bandit in the same sentence. I guess.
There's a reason that we cast together, Ace.
Yep, sure enough. Tasteless and Artosis are the casting archon, and StarCraft we will be the Zerg casting archon of Heroes of the Storm, which has a lot less clout and a lot more conditional modifiers.
It sure does.
But you know what? I'm still gonna try.
My third favorite casting archon.
Who falls in second place then?
That would be Tempo and Fear Dragon as the Dark Archon.
Oh, I like it. I like that a lot.
We've got the ready coming out for Die Gaming.
I met Fear Dragon at BlizzCon last year.
Oh, that's so cool.
I just said hi and I like his content and keep being an awesome person. That was it. He was like setting up against Alpha Star to like make a video or something, and then he got crushed in like 5 minutes.
Alpha Star is pretty good at StarCraft.
Yeah, we're on the Masters side too, and we all just got rolled. We're StarCraft nerds here. Just be warned. Everything becomes StarCraft eventually.
It really does. And if you too like StarCraft, go ahead and check out the Ektar Shock emote that is in fact a surprised Pikachu Zergling.
A Carbot Zergling.
Style.
A Carbot Zergling in a Pikachu costume being shocked at something. Fascinating.
Of people that I haven't known previously, exactly one person has understood the reference, and it made me feel amazing.
Oh, it's so wonderful. There's somebody, I know I've mentioned this to you, but my local game store has a shocked Pikachu in a shocked Zergling in a Pikachu costume drawn on the wall on paper.
God, that's awesome.
And I just want to know who did that. I just want to know who this person is that did this. I usually don't, by game 3, the bans are kind of set in stone, especially if they do the same things. first pick team just banned out Zool on Dragonshire. That's interesting.
They have Rexar available now.
They do have Rexar available. Do they have a Rexar player? Drum roll, please.
Not gonna do that.
No, absolutely not.
Ace.
But it's a good.
Ace. I just
good
remembered
for-
something.
Yeah, what's up?
Something that was supposed to happen between game 2 and game 3.
Okay. Are we changing the tempo a little bit much? Like really quick. Oh.
I swear I have not been participating in Hot Shots this evening. We do have Greymane as the first pick coming out. I think he's.
I like it.
I like it because he can do either the soul lane, which I think would be a little bit bad, but I think he's really strong in the 4-man, and it also dissuades a Deathwing pick without banning a Deathwing.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Dragon Fury, I will give Loki MVP of the last game. Those cursed bullets and the dives, even if it wasn't on Deathwing, he was just bursting players apart.
Oh yeah.
Like nobody's business. Kasi out of position, cursed bullet, auto attack, dive, kill.
Ariel
It
out
was
of position,
really impressive.
dead Ariel.
To be fair, Ariel was death by leap
That's
most
true.
time.
Like-
And that's why Sonya could also be, I would kind of argue it's Sonya or Greymane there, but
Honestly, the Huas were
Yeah.
pretty fantastic all game.
yeah. Yeah, they were. And you can end
Almost
with
every
that.
leap ended in an enemy hero killed, or in one instance, in a living Sonya.
Yeah, in one disengage, so... Yep, fair enough. Diablo Li Ming picked up for Avalanche.
The Kerosene was
Kerosene-
left open and is getting picked up this time, so... Kazera's
Wonder if
getting their comfort healer pick.
Comfort name. I mean, look, the name matches practically.
It really is kind of a little bit similar. The Tychus is getting banned out, however, and he was a pretty integral part of the first iteration of this comp. Let's see how they end up replacing him.
Yeah, they might be scrapping all of what they can do from Game 2. They might just be going back to the Game 1 drawing board and saying what worked well, what didn't, and let's see if we can do it again. Avalanche, though, changing up their comp pretty drastically for the third game in a row. I think they've shown a lot of different heroes.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan. So Zul'jin and Arthas. Arthas coming back, so this is the same comp as Game 1. They want to do the same thing as before. With Zul'jin instead of the Tychus. I don't actually mind that very much.
No, this map will play different than Cursed Hollow, though, so they've got to...
But the map plays long.
It does play a longer map. This is, again, going to be Soul Lane Arthas, so we'll have to see if they want to go with any Mage Wave clear,
Nope.
or not. Well, I mean Die Gaming, who hasn't picked a Mage all series, but Anduin again, and Yrel. That's going to be spicy.
Yeah. I think Anduin, they want to stop the heavy engage that happened in the first game, and I didn't like the cinematography in Game 2. I like it a lot here, because there's
Yes.
very little that Die Gaming can do to stop that from channeling for at least a decent amount of time. Nazebo doesn't do it, Zul'jin can't do it, Arthas can't do it, Karazim can't do it. The only interrupt they have is a Muradin hammer
Stormbolt
or
Playmaker.
Skullcracker or Playmaker. I'm assuming it's not Playmaker, though.
Oh,
If it is Playmaker, I think that's a mistake.
I would agree with you, but I would also be really amazed when he Playmakers the Diablo and it pushes the Anduin out of the way and cancels cinematography.
That would be
I'd-
genuinely incredible.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll see it, but I think it would be actually amazing.
You know what? If that happens this game, though, I wish there was like some kind of virtual bounty we could put on that, on some kind of crazy stuff. But that's something I'd like to see.
That sounds like something I'd have to set up Nightbot for in advance. I don't even know if Nightbot's in the channel anymore. Anywho.
Yeah.
So, the typical
yeah.
caster question, which draft do you favor here?
I think I like Avalanche just a bit more. I like the wave clear. Worked for them in game 1. They've got their Greymane again. I think they've taken the reverse sweep as much as
Speaking of
I know.
Avalanche, why don't you give them the call-in?
Absolutely. For the third game in the red trunks on the right side of Dragonshire. We've got I Like Men playing Yrel, Skeptic on Li Ming, Dragon Fury playing Greymane again, which he played so well last game. Aranor on Anduin again, and Cash and Ashes on the tank with Diablo.
And in the blue trunks on the left-hand side, we have Die Gaming with Hydrahawk playing Nazebo, Kazaris playing Karazim, Seamus Khan playing Arthas Glitterbeard on Muradin, appropriately named for the beard, and Gecko is playing the equally green-skinned Zul'jin.
BMed approved. We have Headhunter from the Zul'jin. That's already interesting because I believe in standard play the Q talent on 1 is standard.
I believe you are correct. We have got 3 people in the bottom lane already for the side of Avalanche. A really interesting lane arrangement. Looking to try and get something done, but it's Muradin. What are you going to do to a Muradin while his jump is up?
About nothing. Or interrupt the jump. Glitterbeard goes in, actually hits a hammer onto Skeptic, but Aranor already had the heals out, so basically just a little ding. And that's about it.
Did have Nazebo rotate up into the top lane. Probably is trying to get some stacks. Going into Toad build, which I think will do okay in the 4-man. If both teams get a more traditional 4-man lane arrangement, I think that'll do pretty well because it's a lot of damage and you can get Toad stacked pretty easily in the 4-man. But yeah. I think Thing of the Deep has recently become the more standard talent. We do have a bit of an engage coming out onto Captain Ashes, however, going to get the counter engage. Glitterbeard taking quite a bit of damage. Chastise is going to allow Diablo to get the follow-up overpower into knockback and gets him down very low and just not, I believe, have the third win to get him up. No, he does.
Standoff in the mid lane, Hydrahawk and Dragon Fury both in like close kill range, and they were trying to just jockey for position, but
yeah. But that definitely favors Dragon Fury as he gets the kill and just barely is able to walk away from there. So just under 200 hit points remaining. Zul'jin's going to get on up in there so they won't lose any XP beyond what they already lost in the kill that Nazebo gave up there.
Dragon Fury doing the tap and hearth maneuver, definitely one of those, oops, I just burned a 120-second cooldown kind of things, so a little bit of a slight error there, but it won't come back to hurt him too much, as he did pick up that first kill of the game.
We do appear to have a bit of an orb build coming out from Li Ming, picking that up on level 4, after going into the Force Armor, which I think is a bit of an interesting choice from them.
Yeah, strong agree with it,
not
actually.
A ton of spell power here for the side of Die Gaming.
No, she might be doing it just for the mana regeneration part of it. Engage onto Glitterbeard, but he whoops out of town with little worse for wear, so that'll be a quick conversion on the temple for Avalanche, but Die Gaming controls the top one with their multi-man rotations into the top lane. I kind of like this idea of Nazebo kind of doing this top-mid rotation and the rest of the team doing a mid-bottom rotation. I kind of like it.
Yeah, it allows them to go up against Yrel, who I think is a slightly unfavored matchup for Arthas, but just providing that additional wave clear, Dragon Fury actually gets caught out a little bit too far forward and is going to be taken out by the damage dealers.
Yeah, Hydrahawk was going in, got stunned by the Yrel, and they looked to make a play and possibly get the gank, but Hydrahawk's zombie wall was fantastic and made the kill happen. Meanwhile, on the bottom, Glitterbeard and Kazaris in low health city.
Yeah, and they are going to flip the objective back over into the blue favor, and Seamus kind of looking like he's heading mid to try and get the secure there. Actually, they just walk off of bottom point, so never mind there. Just going to go mid lane to pick up the XP.
Yep.
Hydrahawk is now soloing in the top lane, and this I'm really not a fan of. Once Yrel gets a little bit more health, she can kind of just jump onto Nazebo, and there's really nothing he can do.
Yep, and she does have the 2 healing talents on 1 and 4. Glitterbeard, again, takes a lot of damage, but does have the 3rd win, so he is trading health out efficiently against his tank counterparts.
Pretty importantly, I'm pretty sure that Yrel can't heal herself with that level 4, though.
That is true. That is true. Gift of the Naru is only an other team, other hero thing, but the Marad's Insight still does a lot of healing.
It does, definitely.
But so far hasn't actually found a stable health bar to try and do anything with. Dragon Fear gets rotated on by Seamus Khan, and the rotation war of this map is definitely one of the most dynamic rotation maps in the entire game.
Absolutely. At least as far as the Soul lane is considered.
Yeah, but even as far as all the other lanes, mid gets missed more on this lane than most other maps because you're trying to hold one team is losing the soul lane just by the nature of the objective. Somebody's losing it. So one team's trying to 4-man the bottom, one's trying to do whatever. So it's really interesting map. Dragon's Fury gets in a little bit of trouble again, is able to disengage away though. So nice little escape there. Is going to have to tap up though, and the rotation going into the top lane now.
We do have the continued orb build coming out from Li Ming. Urel actually gets caught in a pretty rough spot in the top lane. He's likely going to fall here, jump straight into a zombie wall. And that is going to be Urel going down and the objective being flipped over in the top lane. But with that many people rotating out, bottom lane turns red again.
Yep. This map is so fun to spectate, even though it's a heart attack to play
it's
sometimes.
It's very stressful. I think it's the most stressful map to play on because of how constantly the tide of the game is shifting back and forth by the nature of the objectives.
Yep, really well designed map in that way. So level 10's now picked up for Die Gaming. Arthas doesn't have his yet, so he can't pop anything to try and save himself. Does get out with about 550 health though, and a 5-man rotation is here in the bottom lane for Die Gaming. Just now are they selecting their ults, and they might be trying to force something here.
Yeah, we do have the objective getting flipped over, but it's going to get flipped back probably very quickly into the favor of Die Gaming as they still have that level 10 advantage. Talzdingo got the Army of the Undead and 7-sided pickup. So far, nothing else chosen yet. Ooh, Talzdingo going to need to get used there and maybe keep him alive. Is very low and just barely is able to get on out of there. I think he got saved by a Globe in the lane.
Yeah, he did, because he had a little bit of health tick and there's no healer there, so that seems about right. Playmaker has been picked up
Playmaker.
Against cinematography, Ektar. Ektar,
it could happen.
It could happen. I'm watching every Playmaker from here on out.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
There is a better chance than when we started this draft. Ooh, Hydrox's in a compromising position. Ashes goes ahead and dives him into the wall, but the follow-up not quite coordinated enough to make it happen. Shamus Khan actually gets chunked by a Curse Bullet in the top lane as Die Gaming continues to control the top point, and they're going to go ahead and pick up the bottom point, so now they will have the channel available in the mid.
This map is flipping back and forth between red and blue faster than Florida in 2016.
Oh my goodness. You could have gone with 2000 there, Ektar.
Right. That would have definitely been the better year, but couldn't remember that much history that fast. We do have the zombie wall come out. The charge goes out onto Kazaris, but not going to find any particularly big purpose off of that. Gecko did pop their 1 to try and get some damage in as they're trying to just zone to get someone into this DK.
Yep, Murden, though, soaking the bottom lane this entire time. Hydrohawk going to get hit by the Urel, but rather Shamus Khan gets hit by the Chastise. APOC comes out, nobody hit by it. 7-sided strike goes through, spreads damage throughout. Murden still in the bottom lane. Kerosene finally going to be the first to go down. Dragon Fury, though, counter kill in the top, kind of between that mid and top jungle area. Shamus Khan, though, cannot survive this. So there's no way. No. Does not, and Li Ming gets another reset available.
That was definitely the only way to win, is to not play kind of a situation. We actually don't have Toads yet finished for Nazeebo. Still only at 36 stacks. 82 stacks
82 is low on Voodoo.
840. It's pretty low for this point in the game, so I don't anticipate him being finished at level 20, assuming we get there at this rate.
Well, and I can assume a level 20 because we are, level 13-ish in, and not a fort has been taken. In fact, I think there is 1 cannon down on the entire map, and it's the bottom leftmost one.
Yeah, and there's a wall in top on the right-hand side, but wall provides 0 XP, so we don't talk about those.
Nope, we really don't. We only talk about things that provide XP in this.
13's getting picked up now for both teams. There's a slight advantage for Die Gaming, but not a big enough one to take a significant amount of advantage from it. Karasim's just kind of hanging out in mid looking for something, but I don't think he's finding it quite yet.
He's defending the full channel until his team was able to rotate to the bottom, as Greymane was kind of lurking around the mid there.
Ooh, Glass Cannon getting picked up from Big
it's the bold
coming out. Doing a lot of damage to Shamus Khan, but no follow-up damage really able to come out. So, able to walk away, gonna tap up, he'll be just fine. But Curse Bullet will be looming again in just about 15 seconds.
I think we're going to see the Ghanaian roulette at 20,
100%.
the way he's throwing out
100%.
cursed bullets, hitting people all the time. It's really good poke.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh,
Dragon's Fury though, in trouble. Gets
There we
caught
go.
by
Root into
net.
root.
That's what you do. Look
Although
at this
the
net.
counter kill out
He
onto
just-
Glitterbeard, he's low enough that they could charge in on there. Actually, don't even need to. The big orb coming out. Orb build, Li Ming doing a lot of work here.
Alright. Looks like fight is breaking out again, though. 2v3 in the bottom lane. Gecko, though, in dangerous territory, as a straight orb could blow him up in half a second flat. But he'll go ahead and tap and re-engage here. Li Ming gonna try and sneak to the mid. We might have the first DK of the game.
Yeah, and it looks like Cash and Ashes has decided that this is the hill that they want to die on to provide time for Li Ming to get that first channel. Cinematography is going to save Diablo, but for how long? The root comes out onto Aranor, trading his own life and an ultimate away for Cash and Ashes to get on out of there, and that's a true healer main.
That
Popping
really...
your own ult and life to save your other healer main, as we actually had Nazeebo getting taken out solo by Yrel in the top lane.
Yep. Sorry, we might not have gotten to see that, as there was a heroic sacrifice we were talking about. Murden gets punted behind the life-shredding keeps. That charge is going to do a ton of damage. And Glitterbeard has Whoop available, is going to be able to escape, it looks like, but boy, this is going crazy, Ektar.
Cash and Ashes might be one of the most aggressive Diablo players I've ever seen. Literally, Q comes off cooldown and she is
Boom.
slamming into
Charge.
somebody. I don't know if they're a she or not. I'm just making an assumption here.
Yeah.
Shouldn't actually. Glitterbeard is going to get blown up, not finding the proper way to maneuver around that orb. Doesn't have the increased range until just this moment, so that was Vanilla Orb coming out. Does pick it up. And things kind of slow down as Greymane does go down and start taking that bottom bruiser camp. And they're really not aggressively pushing into it, paying a lot of respect to this low health fort right now. And frankly, I don't think they need to. I think they could take this a lot faster than they are.
Yeah, I mean, a Diablo does a fire stomp, hit somebody, starts getting armor shredded, you root it real quick with Arthas, and all of a sudden you have a problem. When you can Li Ming poke it down in some time, I mean, it's very... How much do you care about the armor change? And the answer is probably a decent amount. So, I'll see. Fight is actually breaking out over this siege camp in the bottom lane, but it seems to be really in the favor of Avalanche. Health bars for Die Gaming disappearing. Dragon Fury, though, is in the most compromised position. Actually, that is Li Ming going down first. Aranor caught in a zombie wall. Shamus Khan gonna get taken out. This is gonna be a bloodbath quickly. And it looks like, for the most part, blood spilled by Avalanche, and Die Gaming takes the kills lead.
I would say that goes beyond Bloodbath into Bloodbath and Beyond territory. Shout out to, oh
One
god.
of the best.
I forget if they're E or if they're D West. I feel super bad right now. I think that they're D. I'm pretty sure they're D West. I'm pretty sure I moderate them. But now I feel bad. 'Cause I know for sure.
That makes it bad, Ektar. That makes it bad. I was like, yeah, I know they were D last season, so it really makes it questionable. They are in D. I got you, Ektar.
Nice.
Gotcha,
is
you-
getting the intelligent flip to get that Siege Giant into range, although the tower decides that the minions are of a higher priority. This is going to be the bottom fort getting the first fort of the game getting picked up at almost the 14-minute mark for the side of Die Gaming.
And it wasn't the team who got the DK either.
You would have thought, but you would be
thunk,
incorrect.
but 353 extra health says otherwise. I Like Men dives in, but unfortunately Arthas shows up at just the right time. That zombie wall feels like a blast from the past. Identical spot, identical capture, and force the ultimate out of Yrel, but while we were watching that, the bottom lane ended up getting picked up.
Yeah, we do have a really weird teamfight actually coming out in the mid lane. Still finding, I believe, 0 for 0 hits on that APOC. So,
Yeah.
a little bit, it's causing them to reposition. That's not really the value you're looking for with that ultimate.
No, you want to get those RQE combos if at all possible. But nonetheless, these fights are crazy. I want to do a quick check-in on the stacks. We do have You Want Axe complete, as well as Headhunter and 50 bonus stacks on the Arcanite Axis. So we do have full Brawl build coming out for Zul'jin, but it's starting to scale. So will we see that kind of Brawl late game tip in the favor of Zul'jin?
Big damage coming out of the Hydrohawk. Dragon
what a
Fury is
sound.
hit or miss. I guess he never misses with these frickin' cursed bullets, although that's just a little bit too much damage. Even a Yrel can't sustain that without ultimate, and big kill coming out as the objective is currently available.
Yep, and again, it feels like Die Gaming is doing better at rotating around the map and finding opportunistic picks, where Avalanche is doing well in team fights, but they're just a bit more passive on the map and getting a little bit picked apart here.
Have confirmation Diablo is Guy. That is my apologies. I don't know why I decided to suddenly call
Talked
him
about,
she.
yeah.
Just
It's
kinda
Leah. It's Leah as a Diablo. That's
big damage coming out into
that sound effect is
Xerath.
so good.
It is.
Every time, just.
It's a very visceral feel. It's the type of sound you can feel.
You can really, you're like, oh.
Everyone has a little bit of synesthesia when it comes to a cursed bullet landing, as we do have the level 20s get picked up, and Nazebo hits 170 stacks right at 20.
Wow. You know what? We were non-believer, but he ended up rotating well. Li Ming's in trouble. Actually goes ahead. Nice job there with the cinematography, going to save him, and Diablo gets the flip on the Arthas, ending his whole career. And ooh, Skeptic, you were just saved. Wow.
I genuinely didn't see how Arthas got there. I just saw suddenly his body died behind his enemy, keeping the wall still intact. That was, that was a really funny looking play. Cash and Ash is taking some decent damage at 72 souls, so able to heal up decently well whenever they get their stuns off. And they've been getting a lot of stuns off, so really well done on them. We've got the 20s picked up. Not yet chosen by Anduin. We do have, I'd say, generally pretty standard picks coming out, although we do have the movement speed for Arthas once again.
Yep. We do have, yeah, same ultimates across the board. We do have the Amani Resilience, which is going to be kind of wild if it goes off. And it gets a lot of the damage up. Now sitting at 44 auto attack stacks and 67 Arcanite axes, so his damage really approaching that scary territory.
Yeah, but they're not in a position even a little bit to end here. Like, they didn't even get a keep down. So
nope. It's a 16-minute
I
DK.
can't call it even because there's, you know, obviously 2 more forts for the side of Die Gaming, but they don't have that much of an advantage. They've got a little bit of position because they're going to have those 1 every 3 wave catapults, but that's not huge.
No, it's definitely not huge at this point in this game. They Avalanche has not seen this Bush party, and I Like Men all of a sudden in a big trouble. Does get the Ardent Defender out, but again, APOC hits absolutely nobody. Shamus Khan's in a little bit of trouble in the back, but Cash and Ashes takes the most damage from a 7-sided strike. Interruption from onto the Holy Word Salvation is going to be a problem. Glitterbeard going to go ahead and hit a stun and secure the kill. And that's 2 kills over for Die Gaming, and it looks like that might be what'll get them this bottom key.
It's definitely given them the confidence to push in, and with having the level 20 Nazebo and the just huge poke range that they have on their team, they're definitely going to be able to get this key. The question is, do they look for more? I think they can find it if they look, and they are looking. But you gotta watch out. The core on this map,
that's a raid
5% damage and a big stun. So you do not want to be hit by this.
1.75 seconds. It is a massive stun. Skeptic gets rooted by Arthas, but it is not quite enough. Dragon Fury gets playmade out of his engage, and the core is dropping down to 30% and falling. No stuns being hit, kills secured, and game, set, and match for Die Gaming. That was a good one, Ektar.
That was a lot of fun.
Hope teams had as much fun as we did. That was genuinely like one of the higher tier interesting matches we had. And it was week 1 on teams we'd never seen before.
Yeah,
nice job, placement committee.
Well done, placement committee.
Gonna pat ourselves on the back a little bit.
Additionally, look out, B West. These teams definitely made a statement here tonight about what they are capable of putting forth, and you know that they're only going to get better as the season goes on.
Oh, for sure. Some of these new teams can scale really quickly, much higher than the 4% per level kind of scaling that you see, that you typically have. Gotta get that lame hero stats pun in there, but
Ooh, well done
I'll
by
continue.
Gecko in not dying at all that game.
Wow, got all the headhunter stacks and didn't die. Well done. You gonna go ahead and get that interview set
I'm
up?
sure gonna ask about doing one.
All right, sounds good. And I'll keep talking about the stats screen that I just closed.
I had just closed it. I had it up for a
Mm.
little bit this time, at least.
It's on your stream, and I paused it. Nailed it.
There was actually a
Big.
really large amount of self-healing come out from Yrel and somebody else in the 40k region.
Zul'jin.
It was quite a
Zul'jin
bit.
had 44,000 as well, but that is Zul'jin just pressing 1 and pressing E that is not in fight regen, so that is less useful. Muradin had 36,000, so it seems like Die Gaming, and especially Kazaris, really relies on that Kerazim to keep the team mobility up and the team alive and himself alive. So could be something interesting. 100% win rate on the Kerazim, 0% win rate on everything else. That is statistically correct, if not less useful. You've disappeared without alerting me.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, it
So
does.
we have Glitterbeard should be joining us in just a second here for our post-game interview. If you've got any questions in the chat, go ahead and post them. I don't think I've ever actually asked the chat for questions before.
That's a good crowdsourcing option to questions.
Hey, congratulations, Glitterbeard.
Thank you.
In particular, congrats on your first NGS victory in your first NGS match, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, thank you. It was a lot of fun.
For us as well, that was a really back and forth series.
It was. That Avalanche is a very good team. We had a good time playing. We thought we were equally matched, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. So good game to them.
See, are you familiar with Avalanche then?
No. Just just based off the 3 games we played the night.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright, so going into Cursed Hollow. That was first map chosen by your opponents. And you went in for what looks like a really heavy dive engage comp. Is that what you originally went into this map thinking you were going to do?
Yeah, I think originally we planned on doing that, and then it kind of changed halfway through the draft.
Yeah, they ended up going to a lot of peel. Like they had the disengage with Mal'Ganis, they had disengage with Falstad, they had disengage with Thrall. They could have picked up more on Brightwing. So how do you deal with a team that drafts that much disengage when your team comp is like fully blow up one hero?
That's a great question. Well, we didn't do it. We didn't do it right, did we? I don't know. See, I'm not the drafter. Hydra is the drafter. He's our draft specialist. That's a great question for him.
All right.
So let's be honest. I'm just the face and voice. Everybody else does all the good stuff.
It's important to have a face and voice, though. Like, you might not be the guy that brings the most information to the group project, but if you can stand up and talk confidently in front of the instructor, they're probably going to be pretty impressed.
I'm not sure about that. I just I lean upon my teammates, and yeah, that's all I do. I'm the low man on the totem pole. You don't understand. So.
You do have that big fancy C next to your name, so there's a certain kind of expectation, but you know,
it's
however
just
your
for
team
show.
dynamic works, it seems to work well for you.
Yeah, it's just for show. Like it's like a honorary captains. They just give it to me. Yeah, exactly. Like no, you play a part. You're the captain. Oh, thanks, you guys.
So for map number 2, you had map pick, and you opted for Sky Temple. Would you mind explaining that one? Because it is statistically and objectively the least played map in NGS season after season, so I was really surprised that you picked it up.
Yeah, normally, I would say we have a pretty good. We feel good on Sky Temple in general, and so we thought we had a pretty decent chance, and then yeah, that didn't work out for us. But no, we again, I don't know. We like that map. We've picked it before. We played in Heroes Lounge for like half a season, and we did well there. I think we feel confident on that map. So,
all right.
You hope to see you guys coming around on that map and showing the spicy drafts and the good wins coming forward. Because look, if you practice map and you can play it well, you will have advantage on the teams that do not play it, and there are a lot of them.
Yeah, so. and I think that was kind of our thought too. But
yep.
You know, we'll get there.
Yep. Real quick, because I was thumbing through profiles but don't remember. You guys have an Abathur player on your team?
We do.
There
we have
an
Abathur player. We have a pocket Abathur, so every now and then he'll throw it out. So.
Be West players, cover your ears. Don't listen.
No, go ahead. Use Abathur as a ban. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
like
they definitely don't have any higher priority bans like.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Karazim.
Kzeris seemed to have a pretty comfortable Karazim to lay there.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah,
we'll take him. Well, we're happy with our Karazim.
Not to throw too much shade, but he was banned out in game number 2, and Ariel kind of got caught out of position a fair bit.
Yeah, you know, you're gonna have to take that up with him.
Comfort picks.
Maybe if we catch you guys again, you can send someone else in for your post-game interview to answer these hard-hitting questions.
I tried to get them to, but they said, "Hey, you got the C next to your name."
You expected a nice interview. Instead, you get an interrogation.
Yeah, man.
Nah, it's all right. Listen, bring it on. I can take it. I got tough skin.
All right, so map number 3, Dragonshire. What's the logic behind that? Just another comfortable map?
Yeah, just another comfortable map. I think we were looking for something. So Avalanche, very team fighty, right? I mean, that's kind of what they. That's how they kicked our butt in the second round, in the second game. Very, very team fighty.
Tend to agree.
And so we wanted to do something where we can spread them out a little bit and kind of soak all the lanes and kind of beat them macro style. So that was our theory behind Dragonshire. So you can give up that first dragon, no problem. You know, and so
even if it's at level 13.
Yeah, well, absolutely. You know, it's still, you know, as long as we're still soaking and levels and all that stuff. You know, we felt comfortable with that. So
yeah, it seemed to work really well. It seemed like you were losing the soul lane a little bit, and then you would just rotate up Nazebo and start winning the soul lane again. So it seemed to work out very well for you. It was an interesting style. It made it a lot more interesting to watch than the normal leave both soul laners stranded in the top lane for the first 12 minutes and have mid-bot. So
yeah, no, again, the whole idea was to split them, and so we figured that was a good map to do it on. Nazebo, our Nazebo player is a very good Nazebo player. When he said, "Hey, how about Nazebo?" we're like, "Hell yeah, do it."
Hear that, Nate? Nazebo can play games and win.
Duo, what now? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, there was one play in particular where Nazebo had rotated up into the top lane and threw out the zombie wall in advance, and Yorel just leapt straight into it, and that secured the kill. It was really awesome.
Yeah, it's like he's reading Yorel's mind.
And one kind of slightly different question: what's up with the no Infernal Shrines or Tomb of the Spider Queen? Those are like the maps people play on. And not that I mind having the wider map variety and getting to see it, I'm just a little interested why not those maps.
Tomb of the Spider Queen, team fighty, right?
Reasonable.
So we didn't want to do that, and it's kind of I don't know, team fighty, very team fighty. And then Shrines, the same thing. We thought that was team fighty also, and so again, split them.
It's why every team picks it.
Yeah, exactly.
My team's a team fighting team. Well, so is 75% of this league. You guys have good macro.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know what? And not to toot our, we try to work on macro. Maybe we should start a little working better on team fighting. But we yeah, but we like the macro.
I gotta say, I'm now looking forward to seeing your match between you guys and Soak Every Lane.
Yeah, I mean their name says it, right?
Exactly.
They soak every lane.
All the lanes.
So all the lanes. Like there's not one lane they don't soak.
All right, Ace, you got anything else for Glitterbeard?
I'm good here. Other than how much glitter do you have in your beard?
Not much right now. I cut it off during the old COVID thing. So
Yeah, I imagine that glitter is not considered an essential supply. They're probably not restocking it very quickly right now.
Yeah, you know, it's really tough to find. I can order it on Amazon, but you know, you have to order big tubs of glitter.
Yeah, go down to Costco and get like 64 pounds of glitter because that's the smallest denomination you can get it in.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
So.
All right, well, we'll give it over to you. Do you have any shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, obviously my team, right? Hydrahawk, Gecko, Kazarus, and Seamus Khan. But you know, Ethine in the chat was talking some smack to the other guy. So hey, thanks to him. Thanks to you guys for casting. And that's it. That's all I got. Thanks. Hey, Avalanche. Hey, they played great. They did a great job. Thanks, you guys. Good game.
All right. Thank you for coming by.
No problem.
Jeez.
Yep. Thanks, you guys.
So yeah.
See ya.
Bye.
All right. And that's going to be just about it for us here.
Yep. For sure. Ektar, I meant to point out the Nazebo level 1. You mentioned the toads. The talent's called Pandemic. How could we not? How could we not? Moused over it. A mouse, but then fighting happened. You were talking about it, and I wanted to mention it. But it just diverged. I'm like, no wonder you would go off meta from Thing of the Deep. You have Pandemic. Oh my goodness.
It's funny
Mission
because
failed.
it's so close to home.
Oh, please stop.
Thank you, everyone, for redeeming your absolutely nothings. We're going to get the raid on over to Moist Weenus. If by some miracle you're unfamiliar, he's also an NGS caster. One of the most outspoken and interesting individuals you'll ever meet. He is exactly the same in real life as he is on stream. And they're currently doing hot shots, so if you've got any channel points, make sure to make him take a couple of extra shots.
Weenus is up. Weenus is winning hot shots again. He's got 10 and the next closest has 5.
How exactly do you win at hot shots? Is it the most shots?
If you want to go by numerical quantity, that's how you win, but I'll know who's the winner here, but I think the audience is.
That's a big fact. The audience is always the winner.
Alrighty. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you for coming on by, and we will see you sometime.
He just got rated for 26 too, and now he's getting